The Theatre Royal is a hidden gem, situated a mere 5 minutes from Main Street along Governor Street. The restaurant features a fantastic array of food and some marvelous hosts, a treat for anyone new or old to Gibraltar. We caught up with the owners, Jules and Albert, to have a chat about what the Theatre Royal offers. Alright, first of all, could you tell us the idea behind the Theatre Royal?
Theatre Royal basically is a fusion of what we are, Gibraltarian, South African, with a little bit of Spanish reached out and thrown into our recipes, a little bit of Moroccan thrown into our recipes, there's a little bit of Irish as well, and British as well. It's a complete melting pot of our different heritages.
The coming together of cultures.
Yeah.
Do you want to take us to some of the dishes?
Yeah. Well, we're famous for our burgers, which there are 43 varieties. Complete South African burgers, no added wheat, no added gluten. Our famous barbecue spare ribs. We always have the burgers, we always have the ribs, but the rest of the dishes change on a daily basis because everything is cooked from fresh. I mean, today's dishes, you got homemade red and green pepper quiche, you got broad beans done with chorizo, pancetta, garlic and wine. You've got a ratatouille, you've got South African spicy meatballs with the shakalaka sauce. I have had to tone it down for Gibraltar because people were complaining that it was a bit too spicy. I now give it a 6 out of a 10 as opposed to the 10 out of a 10 that it was before.
And how did the Theatre Royal come into fruition?
The reason we changed the name was because of the old theatre that was behind the bar, obviously got demolished. We felt that we needed to keep the name at least of the Theatre Royal alive, and that was the main reason why we changed it. And also changing it from the Three Roses to the Theatre Royal, just to let people know that it was under new management, completely different to how the Three Roses was before, that we're now more of a restaurant rather than a bar.
And you've had experience?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
I was this height when I was 12, started waitressing when I was 12 in South Africa, in and out of kitchens, observing different chefs, gleaning little hints and secrets. And yeah, I went to the UK in 1998, worked for quite a few large companies all under one umbrella, ran the Green Man Heathrow for 9 years, and that's how I met Albert.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a bit about the tribute wall that you've got?
The tribute wall basically is I was a fire officer in the London Fire Brigade for 30 years. My father was a fire officer here in Gibraltar, and now my oldest son's a fireman in London. So the tribute wall, first and foremost, is to firefighters throughout the world. Obviously, it's a profession very, very close to my heart. It's more of a family tradition than a profession. So I've got the tribute app just as a way of showing that, you know, what I feel about the profession of a firefighter, but also it's a memorial to my late father. That's why I've got the pictures up on the memorial corner of my father when he was here in the fire brigade in Gibraltar. The rest of them are of myself and now of my son who's a fireman in London.
You must be really proud of that.
Very, very, very proud. Very proud. It's a family tradition, but my family is not unique. I mean, I know it happens here in Gibraltar. Fathers have followed sons, and even grandfathers, and the same in the UK and worldwide. It's one of those professions where it becomes a family tradition.
And with regards to the food, again, what would you say is your most popular dish? The ribs?
So the ribs, yeah.
The ribs followed by the burgers.
Followed by the burgers. My personal favourite, Chicago burger.
How many of those do you eat a week?
Quite a lot. Thankfully, I haven't got to the stage where I'm putting it all on, but I think it's going to hit me.
No,
wake up one day and I'll just have to be rolled on.
No, because there's no added nonsense. There's nothing processed here. It's just pure food.
Good food.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
And your opening hours then are?
We open Monday to Saturday from 11 till 9. Sundays we shut because we do need to have one day of rest because it's just the two of us doing it.
Well, thank you very much, and I hope many people come and enjoy the food that this place has to offer.
Thank
you very much.
And
Thanks.
could we also ask if anyone has any memorabilia of the old Theatre Royal? We would love if we could have copies of it, because we're trying to keep the memory of the Theatre Royal alive.
Yeah. Apart from making it a warm and friendly welcome for the locals, for the Gibraltarians, what we also try to do, especially what I try to do, because I'm a qualified tour guide, is when we get tourists in, I like to give them the history of Gibraltar. I like to explain to them everything about Gibraltar, so that when they leave our restaurant, not only have they eaten well, but they've left with a proper informed knowledge of Gibraltar, its history, its people, its cultures, and any questions that they care to throw at me, because many of the tourists that we get into the bar have actually just walked down from the rock and they've seen the interesting sights that are up there, and they tend to ask, why was that there? What was this about? And I can tell them.
So, for some good food, good company, and a little history, make sure to check out the Theatre Royal restaurant.